Alright, so we finally made it into Creswick and I am going to head into Campground 3. I've actually driven past Campground 3 plenty of times. I've never actually gone into Campground 3, but I am meeting a few people out here. So let's see how well my car goes. Nah, it should be alright. It's made it this far. Looks like there's a few people camping. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Alright, so seeing as I've come a little bit early, thought I'll go for a little stroll around and have a look and see. Look for some possible areas to have a crack. Apparently they've got a spot here somewhere. Don't know how good it is. We shall end up seeing, but like everyone, you get down to the creek, you've heard about this great place, Slaty Creek in Creswick, and you come down here and you start looking around going, alright, where can I prospect? Where do I start digging? You've probably been watching some YouTube videos, looking for big rocks and inside bends. So you get down here and you're looking for these big rocks and inside bends, and every single one that you see has been totally and utterly smashed. So I don't know, I look at it a little bit differently. I look at where people have been digging and also look at where people haven't been digging. And not always, just because someone hasn't dug there means it's no good, but you're trying to get a read and a feel of the creek to see what's happening. And even though there's some large areas, and look at this quartz, we're looking for quartz. Where there's quartz, there's gold. Well, should have probably got some gumboots seeing as I'm going to cross the creek, but never mind, we shall make it. Yeah, I'm just looking to see what's going on. Looking at likely areas. And yeah, the creek's running barely, but that's okay. You can see here, these are sort of telltale signs. People high banking, got your gravels there, got another gravel just up here. So that'll obviously be out the hopper, and that'd be out the sluice there, the lighter tailings. Some holes that people have dug over here. So it's a matter of trying to work out a spot to dig, and probably the best way to work it out is pan and shovel, which I haven't got with me at the moment. I left all that in the car. I just thought I was going to go for a quick little walk, and the further I walk, the more things I see and the more reasons I keep walking, because I haven't seen anything too great just as yet, but keep going up here and having a look. had a little test pan over there. I don't know where they've dug their gravels from, but there's a little test pan. Looks like someone's dug a big massive hole. Could be a reason for it. Alright, I am going to stop filming, and if I see something interesting, I'll start filming again. Alright, so you're probably going, what are you filming a muddy puddle for? This is going to show you just how cold it is. It's like glass. Let's get my hand in here. Oh. There you go. Ice. Not sure if you can see it, but where that sort of X is, there you go. Little wallaby bouncing away. Alright, so I've walked up and down the creek, and I've been having a look around and seeing where people have been digging, and you can see down here there's some digging, there's some more digging over there. People have been digging all through this. And I come to this area here and it doesn't really look like much, just gravel's nice and flat. Possibly someone's dug over there, but besides a little bit of digging there, there's a lot more digging up here. This hasn't been dug. Well, not recently anyway. So, creek's coming in up here, going across there, inside bend, down that way again. But I like this area here. Hasn't been dug. And it's all well and good, and I often do come and I'll test other people's holes and where they've dug and get an idea of the ground, the type of ground they're digging, especially if you've never been there before. And you start sort of working out layers of where the gold's possibly going to be. I just like this. So pretty much pan, shovel, bait pump, screen, some gloves and my snuffer bottle is pretty much all the gear. I've got a couple little pick and things like that, but not really going to need that. So the plan is I'm going to do some testing over here. I'm going to set the camera up so that you can see what I'm doing, but it's obviously going to be in hypervision or something or other it's called. So I'll set the camera up where you can see everything, and you'll see me testing away. Alright, hopefully that worked. Well, otherwise there won't be footage. Okay, so the first hole I've done here, got, I think it was 2 little specks. Then I tried over here. Now my holes are roughly about the same depth, which is important. This was a lot of sand. More than anything else, there's a lot of sandy material on top. That was a little bit better, but I'm nowhere near where I really want to be, and that's right down into the clay. After that, I did a test in here. Come out away from the bank, you could say, even though the bank's probably up there somewhere. Come out this way. Not really great, because the best result was from this very first pan. I come in here, did a couple of pans there, I think a bait pump as well. I think I bait pumped one of those over here. Thinking, oh, the first pan I did out of there was better than the bait pump, but I'll show you what I've got so far, which isn't a great deal. So, a few easily visibles, and if I get right, zoom it right in, you'll see there is also a bunch of smaller gold in there. So, but we're not counting those. So, easy visibles probably about 5 or 6. And then a bunch of micros as well. So, what's it telling me? I'm thinking, obviously when this is in flood, it'll be right up here. But before it goes out that corner, there's another big cutout over there, just around here. And what that would be doing is, as the water flow's flying through here, some of it will be turning back and making like a bit of a vortex. Once again, you'd have to dig. There's too much overburn. A metre or so of overburden, if not more. Really need to get down to the clay. But unless I find somewhere else, I'm possibly going to just open this area up and see if we can get a bit of colour today. Alright, so I test panned up there. I walked past this area. What I've done now is I've opened this up. It's fairly deep in here. And I thought, well, I'll see if the other boys are down at the car park. I'll just do a test pan just over here. It's fairly shallow just through there, but it's really deep there and there. So I grabbed my shovel, I raked this through to let some of the water down. Even though the creek's flowing, this will drop it down. This was holding it up. If I actually dig that about a foot, it'll be even heaps better. And I thought I'll just do one pan there. And there's the results from one pan. So a couple of nice bits. And a few others. I'll zoom in. So that's not bad. Okay, that saves me walking another 30 metres. I'm going to set up the high banker. I'm going to go and grab it. Let's see how we go. Alright, so I finally went and got the high banker. I'm going to do pretty much 2-hour run. I'm not going to clean out, not going to do anything. I'm just going to dig for about 2 hours. Or until the body says that's enough. Hopefully by running the high banker there and here, I'm going to end up dropping the water a little bit. At the same time, I've had to cut that out to drop it already, because the creek's a lot lower than it is in this part. And I'm just going to set you up in hypervision, and you can watch me dig. Alright, so one lonely bit over there, and some gold. Not a lot. Only about an hour's worth of digging. Decided to pack up. You know, we're on some good gold where we are in Melbourne. And coming out here, I was coming out for just to catch up with a couple of people. So that's sort of done. I don't want to spend the whole day out here digging. Got a lot of digging to do the rest of this week. So this is Slaty Creek. Like, I could have probably spent some more time up where I did the testing initially, but the deal was the amount of overburden I'd need to move to get to some decent ground. I didn't have the time today, and I wasn't going to just do the work. Like, it's not like I'm returning here anytime soon. Slaty for me is I don't like it. It's just I don't like this place anymore. It used to be good, and then COVID hit, and too many people decided to call this place home, and dug every day, and dug. And you can even just see here, like, those piles that are along that side there, they're all tailings. That's a massive tailings pile. You know, there's just holes literally everywhere in this place, and up there further, it's just insane. It's just been smashed to the point where what really needs to happen here is we need a flood over me head, and this creek just to be totally changed. And all these gravels and things all moved around. It's just been, yeah, totally annihilated. And yeah, just some of the tailings, like you see my little tailings, that'll be flat when I leave. People are just leaving they're just making a mess of the place. It just, yeah, like, I mean, they're just making a mess, and it's a big mess. So Muhammad went up to his spot up there, and he reckons someone's made the hole about 6 times the size from when he left. So he reckons they've dug everywhere. So he's run away, cracked the sads and ran away. And I don't know, he's going somewhere else, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to pack up and get out of here. So, even though it's a lovely day out here, Creswick, I think it's one place I'm going to tick off the list to never come again, because I don't like the place anymore. It's just not what it used to be. And I know people come here and get good gold and all the rest, so good luck to you, you know. I just don't like being around all this destruction. Because I could show you down the creek as well. It's just crazy. This whole place has just been almost totally annihilated. But it is what it is. Hope you enjoyed the video. My little rant at the end. But until the next time, see you all later.